But now it seems like it's time for maybe a different Protoss player, or potentially even a Terran player, to rise a little bit. That is to be determined as we load into 2000's atmosphere. LE, who are of course in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have a red Terran player coming down from the land of China. He is going to be representing his team Invictus Gaming IG. He is Coffee Miss.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Chinese Protoss player himself. He is blue, representing his brand new team, Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is JieShi.
Shout out to JieShi, man. Being picked up like that to a big name as he gets proxied by Coffee.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Phoenix Gaming, you know, they are arguably the best team in the world. They're the most recent, I think, WTL champions. They're amazing at what they do, so it's great to see them support their local Chinese scene. But is that going to be enough to take down Coffee?
Yeah, it's, in a sense, almost a new team, Dragon Phoenix Gaming, against kind of the old guard Invictus Gaming. Obviously, Coffee wasn't quite in that generation of the Chinese StarCraft 2 players, but Invictus Gaming has been around for a very long time.
It really has. Before time, if you will.
It has, actually.
It's around before time.
Even before Jim.
It's true.
There's a team of Sikwa.
But when it comes to the proxy here from Coffee, it is the most committed proxy, very similar to the one that we saw in our previous series in game number 1 against Sky to Star. So yeah, only a single Reaper on the way, already transitioning back at home.
Yeah, the Girl Group Enjoy, as I like to call them.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, this bunker's going to be a little bit annoying, but I don't know, it's interesting that Coffee has done this a couple of times, not necessarily today, but in a lot of his TVPs, he doesn't try to sneak the bunker around. He just builds it right in the right in front of his opponent's faces.
Hey, he doesn't care, man.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, I am throwing down a bunker. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah. I don't even need the bunker, and I kill 3 of your probes.
3 probes go down. SCV is nicely tucked away in that bunker. What's important is that before that first probe died, he was able to throw down a shield battery. So with the help of this shield battery, the Stalker will eventually clean up this bunker. But again, not before probes are falling, not before a lot of lost mine time. Oh my god, there's only 1 Stalker. Down comes the second.
And now JieShi can afford to set up his forces, and there shouldn't be too many more probes going down, but you never know. It is Coffee we're talking about.
Exactly. Meanwhile, nice SCV micro there, able to. Oh my god, does it again. He dodges the Stalker shot twice. How does he do it? Oh my god.
Whoa, 3 times!
Oh my god, he's cracked me.
He baits it. He even forces a battery overcharge here, funnily enough.
Oh my god.
Wow. Alright, just give him the spot now.
Just give him the send him to Europe, mate. Send him to HomeStory Cup.
Send him to Take's house.
The Lost Island, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very well done there, delaying all of this mining at the natural for as long as possible, taking a nice economic lead early on. And behind this, the Madman is throwing down more Raxes.
Yeah, full on 3 Raxes. What JieShi is going to have to deal with right now, 4 Hellions are going to be rocking up into that mineral line, and I'm getting a little bit of PTSD light from the Berlingrad map against Sky.
Yes, currently the wall is not a wall. This has been spotted here by the initial scouting Reapers of Coffee. Meanwhile, quickly checking the vision. Has he scouted the tech? Not yet, but he is poised to dive into that main base soon to see whether it's a Stargate or a Twilight Council.
Like, not quite so. You know, the wall is not a completely full wall, but you know, considering the circumstances, I think JieShi plugged that up about as well as he could. The Hellions aren't able to get their full shots in. Now they finally do. That's a big amount of probes going down, but I don't lie. I think I'm just desensitized after the 12 probes went down to 2 Hellions earlier on. That, you know, 9 probes to 4 Hellions? Good trade in comparison.
in comparison, you're not wrong, but at the same time, I'm sure JieShi would not have liked to have lost 9 workers. The wall was not a wall. If you saw, we did see a wall of stalkers trying to hold position and kind of bar entry, but there was a little bit of a gap there, so the Hellions made their way in. That damage should not have happened, and because of that, Coffee saw everything.
Yeah, stalkers need to be a little bit more thick.
Yeah, you know, they've been skipping leg day. They got to get that that thick with 2 double C's, mate, going. Oh!
As he is actually able to seek past the bunker a little bit, and because of a little bit of disruption of the mining, he needs somehow to, in some way, to be able to deal a little bit of reciprocating damage, and you know, more importantly, ideally even slow down a eventual push coming out from Coffee, but he completely misses this drop. I was gonna say, you know, JieShi, if he can buy time for his Colossus to get out, then he's gonna be looking very, very safe to expand from there, but this ain't it. This is not how you delay aggression from your Terran opponent.
It's not. The Stalkers completely miss it. The Observer completely misses it as well. The double jump going straight into that main base. We do have a couple of warpins available. Thankfully, never mind, they were just used to warping these 2 sentries here at the 3rd. Uh-oh. That's it.
Robo. that is it. GG is called. Coffee takes game number 1. I was so worried about the Robo Bay going down. Turns out I didn't need to worry. JieShi, he was worried about that too.
It wasn't just that. That warping was so unfortunate, by the way. Like, it was to deal with the SCV of all things. Like, there was a weird random SCV scout to check the 3rd, then he warps in to deal with it, and then suddenly he has nothing left to defend because he was taking up so much. He was going for that Robo Bay off of 2 gates, mate.
Yeah. I think in a lot of PvTs you can probably get away with it, you know, being a little bit greedy, you know, because you are being active with your Blink Stalkers, you know, being able to slow your Terran opponent's push as you get that backbone of Colossus, but yeah, we see just how crucial it is to be able to catch these drops. Coffee just literally wins the game by dropping across the map unscouted. Speaking of which, we are going to be continuing our series now on Hardwire LE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have a red Terran player coming out from the land of China. He's going to be representing his team Invictus Gaming IG. He is Coffee MS.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the Chinese Protoss player himself representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming DPG. It is JieShi.
I wonder what the MS stands for. As Coffee goes for a bit of a fake proxy this time. Ideally, you know, JieShi will scout the main base, and we'll kind of see. Wait a minute, you proxied the last game. I need to check.
Yeah.
That Ni Wan Chang.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
as he says.
Meanwhile, at the same time, JieShi does quickly scout outside his natural base, so he is a little bit paranoid about any kind of proxy here. So it does make plenty of sense here. He doesn't go across the map yet. If he did, again, could be deceived.
I give up on trying to translate.
Thank you. Oh god. So
what prompted me was when I looked at it, I was like, "Wait a minute, isn't that Japanese?" And I was like, "No." Okay, I don't know anything.
It's all good, man. It's all good. If anyone, translation, please, Naruto, who is well fluent in Chinese.
That name that character means king.
Yeah. There you go, mate. There you go. Hold on. In 2 minutes, there is going to be in-game chat. Translate, please. Alright, we will get a translation soon. Maybe. We'll see. Oh god. As both players, I imagine, are talking about the last game. Something interesting that happened, though, is that JieShi actually didn't probe scout. So there was no deception to be had.
Yeah, that's definitely one way to not overreact. Just don't react at all.
Ignorance is bliss, you know? Like, why be afraid of something if you don't know there's anything to be afraid of?
Not to be confused with Whisk.
He is not ignorant.
Yeah.
Oh god. And meanwhile, we do see Coffee slipping into that main base with the Reaper. A Stalker is going to come out shortly, so too much damage shouldn't be done. Does get one probe though.
Yeah, decent damage for a single Reaper. He actually is even able to keep the Reaper alive, but more importantly, he's able to scout Twilight Council. He, I believe, saw it researching.
Yeah, he was able to confirm the tech, so the likelihood of it being Blink is, you know, up there, especially because the gases were taken. He was able to confirm the gas mining as well, so it's not going to be charged. And he's going to dive in and confirm just to make sure there wasn't a fake out to go into a Dark Shrine.
Yeah, nothing is dark on this map. He really wants that probe, and he is going to get it. Will the Reaper live? It should.
Oh my god, is he going to get another probe? Up!
It should. No, I was gonna say should not, but it does.
Oh my god. And just like that, nice damage, nice scouting information as well from our Terran player. At the same time, we do have a Wouldn't Mind drop headed across the map. The CC was delayed a little bit. He was playing this out a little bit safe. I don't blame him. You know, after losing the first game, I'm sure he was a little bit afraid of any kind of aggression, but now he can safely expand.
Just like so. Ain't done with getting probe damage. JieShi does have a couple of stalkers, and yep, he is maneuvering them to deal with the Widow Mines now. My Coffee only dropped. Whoa, the body block!
Oh no, the target fire! Aye, the stalkers. We were talking earlier how they're not thick enough. Now they're too thick. As they were just boxing in those probes.
Just can't move stalkers, can ya?
Yeah, and unfortunately, all of this was before Blink was done, so Coffee didn't have anything to worry about. The medevac's still healthy when it comes to that HP. Oh.
Yeah, he's still just being threatening in the dead arrow here. Could always drop the mine. Much quicker Robobay this time, coming out from JieShi. And again, this is kind of what you want if you know that you're going to be playing against a very timing-oriented Terran player.
Yeah, fun fact, this is the exact same kind of build as the last game. You know, only working off of 2 gateways, very tech-heavy, immediately going to a robotics bay. Because of this, JieShi has the minimal amount of gateway units to defend. If there was any kind of timing or any kind of push or drop, even without stim, it could end him. But as we can see, Coffee is still working on his upgrades. He's still cool, calm, and collected here, just trying to deny vision.
For now.
Yeah, he's trying to chase down the Observer.
Well, he gets the Observer off his lawn at the very least, so
yeah.
It's something coming down here for Coffee, as yeah, getting a little bit of deja vu. I am kind of worried for JieShi right now. You know, he doesn't have the active Stalker force on the map right now because they're preoccupied by this one Middle Mine and this one Zealot. Or this Zealot there in this one medevac, so a double drop coming out from Coffee could once again end the game.
It really could. I think what's scary right now is that, I don't know if you noticed, but the Raven didn't use he had an option right now. If he wanted to, he could have used his auto turret to kill the Observer. He wanted to save that energy. So even though we have a very fast robotics bay, even though we have very fast Colossus, we have energy to disable.
Yeah. Even though we have one Colossus, it's possible that we'll have 0 when the fight actually hits. I do like the positioning in of the shield battery though. It's arguably a little bit forward, but it does mean that it's in between the third and the natural.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it means, you know, overcharge can come into play. Meanwhile, here we go. We have a scan. We have confirmation of what the army is. Raven comes in and we see the disable.
Just like so, another Colossus is slowly making its way down. Battery overcharge is popped, but that shield battery, that double-edged sword of placing your shield battery over there.
Disable.
Instead it is exposed. Second disable on that Colossus as the other one just gets targeted down. I do not see a way, an easy way anyway, of JieShi turning this around. Coffee not quite going for the throat. So disable will run out, and eventually JieShi is going to be able to chase this away, but a lot of economic damage is already being dealt.
Exactly. 11 probes go down. 2 Colossus as well. We have reinforcements on the way, and I don't see a lot protecting this Colossus, Yaku. And there's only one because the other was the robot was depowered.
Yeah, he's going to try to chrono it out, but even then I'm doubtful about whether it's going to be out in time. I'm loving the split of the drop here for Coffee. One of them finally gets dealt with, but here are the reinforcements you were talking about. Like, could stimming this bio actually kill the Nexus? Okay, maybe it could have.
He's getting
moot point. He's gonna kill Nexus regardless.
Oh my god, Nexus does go down with the help of all these Marauders. Can he focus down the Stalkers and the Colossus? He wants the Colossus!
So it can't retreat anywhere. It's run out of ground. 2 kite back to. I don't even want to look at the unit slots tab light. That's a lie, because I just looked at it, and it is so efficient in the favor of Coffee.
Mate, the amount of damage that Coffee did here. Again, a very crisp timing, a very decisive timing as well. The reason why he dealt so much damage is, again, JieShi was working off of very few gateways. He did kind of ramp up his gateway count towards the end, but the execution of that attack was insane from Coffee.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like Coffee could have just won the game entirely right there, but he decided to play a little bit more cautious, which is, you know, he didn't want to take any unnecessary risks, which is something you got to respect out of him.
Oh yeah, exactly. I know the moments you're talking about where the army could have maybe chased the remaining Colossus up into the natural, into the main, but instead he kind of pulled back towards the third base instead. Again, it's still a decision to get him ahead economically, and now, mate, here comes the second wave.
And it is going to hit arguably even harder. The Raven is here to disable, but there are plenty of Widow Mines to get their shots off.
Oh, exactly.
Really good force fields, though.
Yeah, the force fields, the reinforcements as well. There just isn't enough firepower. It looks like this time JieShi will hold on.
Nicely done. Slowly but surely, he's resaturating that third base, and if he can keep this up for a little while longer, then he should be, you know, just about able to equalize his economic position. But unfortunately for JieShi, Coffee's not giving him that time.
Exactly, mate. Coffee's oversaturated here at his third base. He's looking poised to expand and take a fourth, even if he so wishes. We have a Ghost Academy on the way. He is teching on up, and it's going to be so difficult for JieShi to really get another base up and running, to really round off this army. Even still, like, his Colossus looks so vulnerable. Look how far ahead our Terran player is when it comes to that suit.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where I kind of wish that perfect vision was a thing that players had in game, because honestly, this is prime to get. This Protoss army is prime to get surrounded.
Definitely. Meanwhile, we do have a couple of reinforcements coming in here. We do have a scan at the third base to deal with one of the DTs, but the second one is here in the natural base, going unhindered. 17 SCVs go down. JieShi is looking to come back.
I did not even realize also detection over here. He doesn't have energy for it. He does not have energy for a scan right now. And on top of that, the Raven from earlier on did get sniped. Very good damage dealt by JieShi, just about able to equalize the worker count. But has he poked the bear? Has he provoked the bear a little bit too much? That's what I'm worried about.
That's a good question. We have a lot of Vikings, we have a lot of Marauders as well. JieShi does take the economic lead, but with triple CCs and mule production, it's going to be difficult to really run away with this. He's able to stay in this, which again, great job done by those DTs. Now he's able to keep up in a way, but for how much longer? Because the Ghosts, they're coming at me. They're on the way.
They're coming out, and they are coming out swinging with enhanced shockwaves on these EMPs.
Oh boy, exactly. So this army is going to hit so hard. JieShi's trying to get a fourth base up and running. Honestly, looking a little bit exposed. We'll see where Coffee decides to end up pushing out. Thankfully, though, he is diversifying his splash damage, and despite Coffee, you know, doing so well this game, one Nova is all it takes.
Yeah, and we've seen that in the heat of the moment, Coffee's hyper-aggressive forward style lends itself a little bit to... It's definitely very weak to Purification Novas, just like that. And all of a sudden, the armies are looking very even.
Oh my god, exactly. Meanwhile, it looks like the fourth base is going to be cancelled here. That's a kill, sorry. Not a cancel, so Coffee is still able to deal some damage here with his push. Meanwhile, we did see a DT going across the map. Looks like with the help of the defenses at home, DT did get cleaned up, but at least it gave knowledge to JieShi about where the army was and allowed that Nova to connect.
Yeah, but once again, kind of provoking the bear a little bit.
Oh my god, the
Coffee
focus
just
fire
loads up, goes for a Doom Drop. He cancels +2, and like you said, focus fires every single Colossus and every single Disruptor. He's starting to lose a lot of his bio, but mission well accomplished here. It's well worth it to get all of those kills. Now Coffee can reinforce this.
Exactly, that was insane target fire. Every single Colossus and Disruptor was focused down by Coffee. What's also scary about what just happened, unfortunately, JieShi only has a single robo producing. The second robo only just started. I think he just realized that his mistake, that he just doesn't have the production to rebuild what he just lost, which means that next wave, mate, it's gonna hit that much harder. There's almost nothing here.
+2 is about to finish for Coffee as well. There will be such an upgrade disparity as the two of them fight. This is a very powerful Terran army, and there's no splash damage. But maybe he can, I was gonna say, maybe he can get a bit of an arc on the Bio army. Oh, there are a lot of Archons now, and a Disruptor has been remade, so yeah, it's a little bit easier. But JieShi now.
Yeah, exactly. Only one Disruptor though, so the first Nova does go off. We do have one Colossus joining the fray. Second Robo finally finishes up, so JieShi just needs a little bit more time to catch up in that Robo play. Meanwhile, Coffee sees his army, doesn't care because he goes for a drop.
Like so. This is, I think, the third time that JieShi's main base has been wide open to a double drop.
Yeah, oh my god, we even have the EMP. The main Nexus is going to go down at the same time. We have double Liberators harassing the third and the natural base. JieShi is being pulled apart, and the reinforcements are looking to hit the fourth.
Yeah, JieShi has to deal with these drops of his entire army, but unfortunately that army can't be at multiple places at once. It's kind of the weakness of Protoss here.
Yeah.
I was going to say JieShi is going to take damage one base or another, but Coffee actually kills two bases, so...
Two bases go down, two more mineral lines go down as well. Everything is on fire here for JieShi, and he may be forced all in. Even the Robo gets depowered, so he's still struggling to catch up in that Robo production. 20 probes went down. Yeah, JieShi has to counterattack. There's no way he just stays home after this. Or is there?
Well, he has to, but he has to, but he doesn't see an easy avenue to do so. He's weighing his options a little bit, trying to get a sense of what the army and positioning of that army of Coffee is looking like.
Yeah, I don't blame him, but as that happens, we have another Widowmine drop here towards the third base. Do we have a reaction? No!
Well, at this point, if you're JieShi, might as well pull the boys.
There's no boys left, Yaku. There's no boys left to pull.
You might as well pull them.
Just pull whatever you have at this point. Here we go. Coffee is pushing on in. The EMP's blanket everything. We do have one Disruptor. The one Nova goes off. Does connect with only a single Widowmine.
Yeah, there's just enough room here for Coffee to kite back into. That's actually a lot of splash damage from the Colossus. A lot more than I thought would really land.
But the base goes down. Yaku, JieShi can't afford all this economic damage. He needs that fourth base. He needs as much economy as he can afford. And mate, Coffee, he's just having fun. He's getting nukes.
Why the hell not?
Oh my god, Coffee, he's crazy, he's cracked, mate. Taking a fourth base behind this as well, finally getting it up and running, rebuilding said army, and he just continues to send wave after wave against JieShi, and every single time he has less and less to defend.
In a 3-rack scenario, the Terran player's first wave is usually the scariest. In a longer game, where the Terran player hasn't taken much economic damage, then the subsequent waves get scarier and scarier.
Yeah, exactly. He's just smashing JieShi down wave after wave. Meanwhile, we have an we have a nuke here in the natural base. Is he even gonna notice?
Okay, he does.
Yeah, he notices.
But that could still depower the Robo. What was that? Purification Nova.
Oh my god, it went off to the right for some reason, but again, both Disruptors were focused down anyway. The Colossus are falling here to these Vikings, and there's just not enough Protoss, Yaku.
It's 9 army supply for JieShi right now, and the majority of that is in this 1DT. GG is called, and Coffee will take that series 2-0. Gonna be moving on to face Firefly in the upper bracket finals. What a cracked god.
Wow, GG, well played. Coffee popping off here in his TVPs. He pulled apart his previous Protoss opponent, and now even against JieShi, a more notable name, a more notable player, even he cannot hold a candle to the power of Coffee.
Apparently not, but maybe a Firefly can.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he gets crushed by the mug.
Oh god.
We are, of course, referring to our upper bracket final that will now currently be on the way. Players are just doing their vetoes. We've gone from one TVP to another TVP.
Oh yeah, I hope everyone in the chat loves TVP, specifically Coffee versus Protoss, because he's going through the gauntlet, slowly leveling up as he progresses, as now, arguably the final boss, Firefly, is up against him. The only other Protoss player who he hasn't faced is Maxed. I mean, that could happen in the qualifying match, in the grand finals.
Maxed?
Oh, sorry, Cyan.
Right.
I was confused so often.
Yeah, I was thinking, I got them confused as well because I was like, wait, one of them didn't sign up.
Yeah.
Maxed.
I apologize.
I got them mixed up as well earlier on. I saw Cyan in the bracket and I was like, oh, Maxed's here. I was wrong.
Regardless, again, GG, well played to Coffee, looking so insane. Also, I do have a translation from the comments that they were giving, messages they were sending each other at the beginning of the game number 2, if you recall. It was essentially JieShi praising Coffee. He was saying, oh my god, you're so good, you're so strong, you're so aggressive, so fierce, is one of the quotes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Karayton as well. He was
definitely
the unofficial translator for the CranKy Ducklings.
One of many. At least the Mandarin translator.